Cheryl Miller calls Sheryl Swoopes big dummy during interview. Legendary WNBA star Cheryl Miller has officially come out to speak on her stance on the whole Caitlin Clark hater situation, and she had a lot of interesting things to say. As most of us know already, Caitlin Clark's biggest haters are probably Angel Reese, which makes sense because she's a rival, and for some reason, OG WNBA player and analyst Sheryl Swoopes has been sending a lot of shade Caitlin's way. Well, finally, someone decided to come out and stand up for Caitlin Clark, and it couldn't have been anyone better than the women's basketball legend Cheryl Miller. Cheryl was seen on a recent interview speaking on many interesting topics, but things got seriously interesting when she touched on Caitlin Clark and all her haters. She even went as far as calling out Sheryl Swoopes and calling her a big dummy on national television. This reaction had fans jaw-dropped, but nobody seems to be as shocked as Sheryl Swoopes herself. She is not happy about Cheryl Miller saying this during a live interview, and I'm sure it won't be long before we receive a reaction from Swoopes. There's obviously a lot to get into today with all that's going on in the industry and all the recent reactions to Cheryl Miller's comments. But today, we'll mainly be sticking to Cheryl Miller calls Sheryl Swoopes big dummy during interview, because this is the talk of the town. Nobody expected Cheryl Miller to stand up for Caitlin Clark like this, especially be so open about it. Like I said, there's a lot to get into today, so be sure to stick around and watch this video until the end as we get into things one detail at a time. Trust me when I say you won't want to miss a thing. Thanks for stopping by today and visiting us at King Hoops. We post daily basketball content that you really should know about if you're a fan. For more content like this, be sure to subscribe to our channel. Don't forget to leave a like and comment keyword Cheryl to enter our giveaway. Now, let's jump into this video and take a closer look at Cheryl Miller calls Sheryl Swoopes big dummy during interview. Alright, so let's talk about one of the biggest debates in women's basketball right now. Caitlin Clark. She's breaking records, dropping buckets from the logo, and basically turning the WNBA into her own personal highlight reel. But somehow, despite all that, she's got a massive army of haters. And we're not just talking about random internet trolls. We're talking about players, analysts, and even legends like Sheryl Swoopes throwing shade. So what's the deal? Why does Caitlin Clark have so many rivals? And more importantly, why is WNBA's legend Cheryl Miller stepping in to defend her? Well, let's break it down. Caitlin Clark versus the haters. First things first, why is Caitlin so polarizing? Simple, she's too good. Like, unfairly good. This is a player who casually drops 40 points a game, makes circus shots look easy, and is basically the Steph Curry in a ponytail. And when you're that good, people either love you or they really don't. A lot of hate comes from the fact that Caitlin Clark is a trash talker. She plays with confidence, she lets you hear about it, and some people just cannot stand that. But here's the funny part. When male players do the same thing, they're called competitive. When Caitlin does it, suddenly it's disrespectful. And let's be real, some of the hate is also because of how much media attention she gets. She's the face of women's college basketball right now, and that rubs some people the wrong way. Even Sheryl Swoopes, one of the greatest to ever do it, has made it clear that she's not a fan at all of the hype. She's basically saying, okay, she's good, but why does she get this much attention? Sounds like a hater to me. The answer? Because she earned it. Cheryl Miller comes to Caitlin's defense. Cheryl Miller, one of the most legendary women's basketball players ever, has stepped up to defend Caitlin Clark. Why? Because Cheryl sees what's happening. She knows what it's like to be dominant. She knows what it's like to get hate for simply being great. And most importantly, she understands that Caitlin Clark is not just a good player. She's changing the game. She's bringing more eyeballs to women's basketball than ever. And that's a win for everybody. Cheryl is basically saying, look, y'all can hate all you want, but Caitlin is that girl. Deal with it. Now, if we're talking about Caitlin Clark's biggest rival, we have to talk about Angel Reese. This beef goes back to the 2023 NCAA championship game when Reese and LSU took down Iowa. And let's just say, Angel didn't hold back. Their rivalry has gotten bigger. Angel Reese and LSU might be Caitlin Clark's biggest competition, and every time they meet, it's a must-watch basketball. But is Angel Reese the biggest rival? Maybe not, because let's be honest, Caitlin Clark has haters everywhere. At the end of the day, Caitlin Clark's haters are just proof that she's doing something right. She's dominating, she's changing the game, and she's not apologizing for it. And now, with legends like Cheryl Miller backing her up, It's clear that she's not just another great player, she's a game changer. So whether you love her or love to hate her, one thing's for sure, you can't ignore her.